Hi, this is Crystal Higgins, and I'd like to talk to you about the Project 3 report that I worked on along with Muhammad Usman and Monica Varala. Our project is about time series analysis using RStudio. So, time series analysis involves analyzing a collection of data across specific intervals of time to gain an understanding about the data and forecast future data. So the first thing that we did was choose a data set, and we chose that from the time series data library, which is available from GitHub. So the first thing we did is install the TSDL package, and then we loaded it into RStudio. And this particular data library has 648 data sets to choose from. We chose to use data set number 224, which is described as the annual immigration into the United States recorded in thousands from the years 1820 to 1962. And this data, this frequency number here indicates that this is a yearly collection of data. So every number is for a different year. The next step is reading the time series data. So we use the TS command to enter it into, to redirect it into an object called immigration. And as we did that, the command, we divided it by 10, the data by 10, so that when we graphed it later on or we plotted it, it would show up in regular numbers as opposed to exponential numbers, just a little more human readable. Then we passed in the parameter frequency of 1, meaning it's yearly data, and a start value of the year 1820. And so issuing that TS command actually gets it into a time series format. And now it's all in the object immigration for use so that we can plot it. So the next step is to plot it using the plot.ts command. And we also passed in labels for the year and then immigration and giving the units of measurement, 10,000s. And this is the graph of what happened to immigration over time. So the next step would be decomposing the time series. And decomposing basically means separating out the trend component from the irregular component so that you're more able to see what actually has happened over time. And so our particular data set is non-seasonal and fits the additive model. So so we could apply a smoothing method. So the next step would be using the simple moving average function to be able to smooth the data. And so a parameter that you must send in to the SMA function is order or span, the span of time that you want to smooth the data. So we started out with an average of 3 to see how this affected things. And you can see the script or the function that we used, SMA, and then we put it into this object immigration SMA3. And we plotted the data to see what it looked like. And using this, it smoothed the data a little bit, but there's still some pretty sharp fluctuations in the data, especially around the year 1880, you can see here, and around 1910, some pretty sharp fluctuations. So we added a higher number, let's add 10 for the smoothing to see what that does to the data. And that seemed to smooth it out pretty well so that the general trend, so that we could see that the general trend was an increase in immigration from 1820 to an overall peak around 1911. So in general, it just kept going up to 1911. And then from that point on, there was a decrease in immigration generally, and then a sharp decline around 1940 where it bottomed out. And then again after that, it generally went up. And so at this point, I'll let Usman talk about the rest of our report. All right, thank you.